All right, so today's episode is not brought to you by Dutch Brothers, but it is my coffee for today, and I need it. I needed it. I'm tired. Everything this week has been very engaging in regards to stuff around the house and my life, but also, here on this platform, which has been great. But yeah, let's see what coffee we'll have for the next episode. But anyway, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the what I called the trial one, episode 0. So this is episode 1. And much like the first episode, I don't have everything in order yet. There is no intro. There will be no outro. There will be no stinger or anything like that. But I am working on logos, if that counts for something. So we'll see if or when I'm done with that, how that'll look. Maybe I'll share it with you guys next week. I really don't know how I'm playing that out. I'm fiddling with designs right now on my iPad. But okay, anyway. What an interesting week. This week was all theme based, with the exception of one video I did unintentionally. I had my friend over yesterday. He needed to film something. He was using my set, and I just realized now he was messing with my headphones. He was wearing them, so it's very loose. Not that you needed to know that, but if you're watching this on YouTube, that's why I'm adjusting. Okay. Themes, man. Themes. This week was, whether I wanted to or not, it was all about AI. In some way, shape, or form. Not that I was trying to. We just kind of got there. Look, that's cool. I'm not mad about all that. There was no video yesterday as of recording and posting this, I'm pretty sure. But there was no video on Thursday because I was filming the Talos of Tech and EV podcast. So that was fun. But I wanted to get this. I wanted to get a podcast for this week out today on Friday. So I'm just going to film and post today. I think I'm committing to that. I can make it happen. We'll be quick with this. So yeah, tech is art, but this week tech is AI. So it's, look, I made some videos. My most viewed video to date on the channel was one that I posted back on the 30th of April, where I was addressing MKBHD's integrity and how high his is, and people dragging him for crapping on AI. But look, here's the deal, man. I think I said everything I needed to say in that video, but with that, outside of AI, if something's not good, something's not good. And I wanted the key takeaway of that video to be that customers are not investors. That's really that's the main message to drive home. And it's true. Customers are not investors. And I saw a tweet of a guy who explained that in detail, which I still love even now, because it's true. It's true. It's one thing to spend money on a product that you want, and it's a different to invest money on something you want to see grow, because invest also implies a return. And it should be more than, it's a financial return when you invest on something. And we, the consumers, the customers, the people, are not the same as VCs, venture capitalists, that are, trying to look for their next big win. Because we really are hung up on trying to find life after iPhone and whatever that is going to be. But yeah, that video did well. I got some good engagement with that. Even the critics and I think somebody was trolling on that one. If not, there's one where I was talking about AI wasting our time. I think that trolls are trolls. It is what it is. I don't really care. I've been doing this. Somebody, I got comments this past week. Hey man, your setup looks good. The editing looks nice, and everything looks, functional and practical, and everything but the word professional was used, I think. And if you guys don't understand my backstory, I've been doing this in some way, shape, or form for about 15 years actively in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, things should look a little professional ish. Doesn't mean I got to be here like, good evening. Today in breaking news, da 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 da. Like, that's not what I mean by professional. I just mean an execution, getting content out, and having a game plan. Really, at the end of the day, it's just having a game plan. So, yeah, 15 years. This is all leading up to like every trial or some experiment of a project I was trying to do, and I can make it work and live here. So I'm not stopping. I'm not going to slow down. This is way too easy to do. I'm going to be honest with you. The hardest part is always post-production for me. I wish there was an AI thing for that. If I can have some type of AI that can just help me auto edit, oh my God. Everybody would be a YouTuber. But you got to have the personality for it too, right? I know I'm very self-aware when I sit here and I do my, animations and whatever. I'm very cognitive. I'm very aware of what I'm doing at all times, especially from the moment I hit record. So everything has a purpose. Everything's intentional. And yes, I've been doing this for a very long time. It's kind of fun having a brand new start again. I love the idea of starting fresh. Not to walk away from other things, but just starting fresh. There's like a clean slate vibe to it. And there's a maturity factor to it. This is the most mature format I've been able to execute this properly, with or without AI helping me. How cool would it really be, though, if I had an AI thing? Even if I paid, at this point, you might as well hire an editor, but hire an editor. Did I say that right? Look, guys, I'm monologuing today. We don't have a guest today, so you're going to see me and my thoughts in live time. But hiring an editor, there we go. Might be cheaper, might be better, might be more ethical because, I like humans over robots sometimes. But if I just had some software that could just it was in Final Cut and it just knew to cut out all the dead silence and make it a certain way, does it lose its humanity at that point? And that's like a question I struggle with a lot when I am talking about AI. How much is too much to the point that we lose a piece of the humanity? There's no soul in it at that point. But I kind of disagree because I'm the face of this medium. I'm the face, which means it's my voice, it's my energy. It's very real and authentic. Even if I am a bit more exaggerative in my sound effects or something, this is me. It's just how it's presented is more computer. But that's the blurred line. It's always been that way. My thing with struggling with AI, as a term, is because at what point are we just loosely using that word? That was the point of me saying in that video, AI could be wasting our time and money. I did that. I posted that one on the 29th of April. And the core of that video was me just really explaining that people are taking advantage of the hype. And I still do believe that. That is true. I'm not wrong about that. And I gave just one very quick example of in the App Store, and I went to a category and you see AI everywhere. And those apps have been around way before 2021, and they just re-changed the name to get you to use their product. It's all about selling themselves, right? I would show you another one, but I'm using my phone as a secondary. That camera, as I was recording last night with the podcast with my friends, excuse me, it shut off because it got too hot when I'm filming in 4K. This setup, by the way, I am filming in 4K, just it's downscaled to 1080. That's how it's being ran through OBS at least. So yeah, I have my other camera on standby, so I can't use it for App Store stuff today. But my point still being, you guys are kind of, all of you, myself included, we're all trying to be fed the hype of the day. And my issue and my other takeaway of that video is that, like all other hype, it will die out. It's kind of like going viral. People think they want to go viral because they want the clicks and this, that, and the other, but you don't. You really don't, because I say because a lot. I have run-on sentences. Even if I cut them out in the videos, I do say because a lot. I'm aware of that. I'm going to try to fix that. But because when you go viral, it's not sustainable. You'll crash. It'll crash. And the people have like identity crisis. When a stock starts to shoot up really high, buy in, this is it. This is to the moon. No, man. No. It's a run on the money. It's going to go up and then people are going to cash out. Same thing with crypto. That's just what happens. Investments is a very emotional based thing. I can't wait until we go into topics of investments, especially when it comes to these like cool companies. So we'll see. This week was AI. Maybe I'll make each week like a theme. Maybe. I don't know. Next week can be about art as I try to finalize some drywall here in the studio, so to say. Okay. Anyway, that was a big warm up. Even though I'm monologuing for the whole episode today, that was my warm up of what I wanted to talk about, the actual theme, which will stay on brand this week and continue with AI. Before I do, on May 1st, I think that was Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I did something completely not related to AI. I posted about MagSafe because I love MagSafe, and that video really details it. That video is actually doing really well. I'm looking up the analytics right now, and that, as of recording right now, has 259 views. Let's just say 260. 260 views. It's not my most viewed one, but it's higher than this last episode. It's my episode 0 for Tech is Art. Oh boy. It's way higher than nobody clicked or watched the, I say nobody, 92 people watched the AI Could Be Wasting Our Time video. But the Marquez, as of watching this, is 995 views. The Marquez thumbnail one. That's going to be my first 1,000 viewed video. Wow. Should I buy the hype on that? Which is funny, the AI one, here's what's interesting on the analytics, just to kind of show you behind the curtains here. What's interesting about this is, you know what? Why not? We're on YouTube as well. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. But if you're just listening to on the podcast, or you have me playing in the background, I will explain what's happening here. Give me 1 second, please. You guys actually get to see how because I don't edit the podcast. Do I want to do it like that? Yeah, I could do it like that. Why not? So if you guys can see this, here are my shorts that I've posted. The least viewed video, the only video that doesn't have 100 views, is AI Could Be Wasting Our Time. And that's like, all right, no one watched the video. But on the shorts, there's too much AI hype. I took segments out of it, and that's my most viewed short. That's over 400, almost 500 views. 427. So what kind of blows my mind about that is that my strategy of how I was trying to do this and build this out in the first place is, I think, working. It's working because there's more than one way to watch the content. And I find that very, very interesting, at least to me. So what might be interesting as a edited video is not interesting as a short, and or vice versa. Some of the shorts have more engagement than the actual dedicated video for it. So, wow. All right. Okay, so I did MagSafe, and that one's doing pretty good, which is cool to see. I like MagSafe. I like aesthetics and stuff. So we'll use that video to be my transition into next week's topics of maybe more artsy aesthetics and stuff, and practicality and things like that. So that'll be kind of fun. And we'll take a break from AI and watch. None of those videos are going to do well. But I don't care. I don't care. You know, it is what it is. But okay, AI. Guys, I want to be a little bit more transparent about AI and my feelings about it in this longer form medium. If you were to watch the videos last week, you would think that I actually hate AI. The truth is, I don't. And if it came off that way, maybe I'm just passionate about the crappy parts of AI, the people who are trying to sell the hype and not a good product. At no point did I really like do a deep dive into ChatGPT, Sora, Suno, Dolly, Midjourney, Microsoft's involvement with OpenAI. There's so much more cool things that are happening in AI than the bad. But I feel like, at least through my own algorithms, I don't feel like anybody's really talking or emphasizing the bad or the hype or the part where we might be like kind of wasting some time. And that's why I wanted to lean on that. But I actually do like, appreciate, dare I say love, AI, generative AI. I could not do certain parts of my job without having some elements of AI involved. My main like artist channel that I have up on YouTube and that's out on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. Some cover arts, I think like two cover arts I've made that are out there were done through AI because I could not have made it my way, how I visioned it by myself. So I used the AI to help me. And I'm not a drawer. That's my Jack Sparrow. Wrong is a drawing of a key. If you know, you know. I'm not good at drawing. I'm not even that good at editing, to be honest with you. But I'm good at like trying to like articulate what I'm trying to present. So I took my thoughts and my strength, which is articulating, and I ran that into a prompt and got cover arts over the past couple of years. I'm pretty sure I only used 2 publicly that are out there. And I got exactly what I was looking for, that I imagined in my head. So I could not have done that without AI. Generative AI. It helped me. Somebody trolling me said, "Oh, you probably your script is I don't understand what's happening, and you probably just use AI to write your script." I've never used AI to write a script. I'm not interested in that. That's not how I work. I free flow it. Everything I say is coming from the soul, and you can hear it. And people who watch me or listen to me believe me because they come back because you know I'm telling the truth. You don't have to agree with me on anything I ever talk about, but you will know that I believe what I'm saying. So take that for what it's worth. I have used ChatGPT to help me draft lyrics and help me like articulate something and like, can I say this better? And I hated it. I'm going to be honest. I'd be like, I hated it. It did not work. It made it worse. And I've done it twice for 2 different songs. And I don't think either of them are released right now. I think. I don't know. I have songs and I have these songs I'm working on. And I used ChatGPT for 2 separate songs at 2 different times over the last couple of years. Like, help me articulate this and convey it better. Maybe with, to stick with a certain flow with syllables or something. And it sucked. It was terrible. You could tell a computer was just, auto texting it. And I was like, okay, this is not how I write music. So I scrapped it. But then there's like Suno, and I forget there's another one too. I was watching a Cold Fusion video, and they were talking about like generative music. And it's really cool. I like it. I'm intimidated and threatened by it, but I do like it because the technical like capabilities of like sound structure and compositions of music notes and stuff, like it's all there. It's present and it's pretty believable. But I also feel, and I do, at least today, still believe this, uh, that it lacks soul because it's not real. When I listen to music, at least music that I like, it's because the artist or whoever's singing it, I believe you. I believe that person when they sing it. Even if they have like writers to help them write the music and stuff like that, like you have to be able to believe what you're singing or saying. And much like these videos, you'll believe me what I'm saying. Know that I'm telling the truth at least. And I feel the same way with the music that I like. It's coming from an honest place. So relying on like AI to do that, it's like imposter meat. It's that vegan meat, not quite meat. You want to think it's meat. It presents itself like meat, but not quite meat. So also the thing with AI is that it can never replace the experience that's there in a live format. Watching, a band, an artist, musicians play live. There's nothing that can replace that because that's real, that's raw, that's euphoric, that's primal even. There's something there about watching live music that a computer can't emulate. It's not the same. So, and I'm glad, and it is what it is. But I still like the idea of like AI challenging us to make us adapt, to even try to be better than that. And if not better, like how can we stand out? How can I stand out as an artist, as a musician, as a creator of anything? If I'm competing with a computer, I can't, on raw numbers, I can't compete. Like I said, I can't draw. I'm not good at like photo editing, and there's software that does that already amazing. I run most photos, I think, through some type of filter. When it comes to cover arts for my songs, my music, every photo I've used, because they are photos. I think maybe one or two was actually drawn on the iPad, but most photos, most cover arts I have are photos I've taken, and I've run it through a filter, some type of editing filter. I think I use like aftermath, after something. I don't remember the name. My iPad's over there, and I'm not going to go get it. But I have an app that I've paid for, and I just like I run it through a filter, and then I can critique it a little bit more. Is that AI? Because it just kind of auto-generated something, right? Right? But I've always called it a photo app. But now it's AI. That right there is my point of like people like overusing the word. The software's there. Some songs I've written, some songs that I've produced and released had to use through Logic a drummer thing, like almost like a session drummer, I think they call it. And I've used them to give me some beats. And is that AI? It's generative, and I can manipulate it, but they don't promote it as AI. It's just a drummer, as if you had a drummer in a studio. You hired some drummer to help you track a song, right? So that's the point. That's the point I'm making about like AI is overly used. It's just, I don't know. That's where I struggle with. With that, when I use a drummer or when I run a photo through a filter app, and when I try to write a script or not script, but like lyrics, whatever. One thing that I want to emphasize is that I don't just take the raw image and then that's it, good enough, because it's convincingly wrong. I always edit whatever the prompt just gave me. So cover art that I've used that's AI made, I've edited it afterwards because it's still not exactly what I want it to be. And I have to put my watermark, so to say, onto it. Same thing with the drumming that I use in Logic sometimes. If I do end up using like a session drummer thing, I always edit it. It's like that's not exactly the I need to change the rhythm sometimes. It'll never be exactly what I'm trying to do. So then I go in and I strip things. I put new things in there. It's like it's a starting point, and that's what I love about AI. All that to say, this is what I love about AI. It's an amazing, almost perfect starting point. A good like launching pad, so to say, to help you make your thing. The rest is me. You know what I mean? Like I'm still doing it all, and I have my hand in every jar or pot, whatever that saying is, of this process. But it helped me maybe visually present something in a way that I could not have done, or even come up with a certain flow, say rhythm wise. I'm talking about music again, on the drums, where I'm like, oh, okay, and then I can make it better. I can always make something better because I want to make it mine. I'm never okay with just taking like, oh, raw image, boom, there, done. That's not me. That's not my style. Every thumbnail, I'm pretty sure every thumbnail I've used has been edited. It's not just the one that YouTube says, just one of these three, pick it. No, I'm going to edit. I'm going to make it right. That's where AI is like amazing. And it gives a lot of people, creatives, the tools to help them get their thing out there, their thought into something a little bit more real, and it's out there. It's so much more accessible, and I love that. I don't want to gatekeep. I don't want anybody to gatekeep. No, you can't do that unless you go to a studio and you hire a producer and they help you write your album. No. Those days are done, man. So, not just music, but then even YouTube. I don't need to use a studio. I got this studio. This is my studio. I've built this from the ground up. Literally, the desk is IKEA. I built the desk. So, from the ground up, starting with a rising desk. That's just what it is, you know? So, anyway, I actually do love and appreciate AI. I'm very excited about AI. The quirkiness, even the errors of it is kind of cool to see. Which is why I think I'm like really jazzed about Apple's keynote next month for WWDC. As of me filming this right now, Apple has not had their iPad event, or what looks like it's going to be an iPad event for May. I haven't seen it yet. It hasn't happened yet. But I saw a tweet somewhere that was like Tim Cook was implying that there's going to be an emphasis on AI starting with this keynote. And that I'm really excited. I think the products might be a little bit mid. You know, it's just there, whatever. Okay, fine. But I think what the implications of it all means is the exciting part. And I'm really excited to see what Apple does because, as we all know, whenever Apple puts their thumb on something and they're like, they tip the scale and they start to really get into in the game of something, it has a ripple effect and it goes everywhere. I can't say that so much for Apple Vision Pro, but that's because it's a first-gen, very expensive product. But for the most part, Apple doesn't really have any real misses. Not to the point when they get to the point of launch, I should say. The Apple Car, and they didn't launch. So on record, like on paper, out loud, coming from Apple, there was never an Apple Car, Project Titan. But behind the scenes, there absolutely was. But yeah, I'm excited for what AI can do. Photo lifting on like the iOS thing that you could just like grab a photo and then move it over to something. I use that feature a lot. Is that AI? It's not generative, but it is something. Or the fact when it like auto fills the rest of your sentence now when you're typing, that's generative. So it's like rudimentary AI. There's gonna be more, man. It's just gonna get cooler. And yeah, anyway, you get what I'm saying. I don't believe, I don't feel all these other words that something or someone or some entity is going to like dethrone Apple, so to say. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think we're going to see new industries carved out. Let's computers, for example, right? Let's talk about computers. Microsoft is still the top dog for computing, like PC, laptop, like that. Windows has majority market share. They weren't dethroned. And people still use computers. A lot of people do. It's just not maybe the best content consumer. Like, it's not a consumption device. It's good for productivity, for enterprise. It's good for coding, even. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do with like a Windows PC. They weren't ever dethroned from that. They just then came smartphones, and Apple really blew up from there. My takeaway, I hope, wasn't that there isn't going to be a post iPhone era, because there will be, but not post as in like it's now dead. Post iPhone the way like post PC. We still use them. If I say PC in the sense like I got my MacBook, I am filming this all. I use my personal computer every single day. It's not my daily driver where I go somewhere. Oh, hang on a second. Let me text my friend. Let me break out my computer and send him an IM. No. But I very much rely on it to do this, to write my music, to archive photos and video, so much more. My life cannot be what it is today without having a computer. So in that sense, and granted, I'm not using a Windows PC. There is a post-PC era. It's just not, dead. It's not gone. We still need it. Yeah. Same thing might happen to iPhone. Maybe. And that's why I think Humane, AI Pin, and Rabbit R1 are trying to make a hardware product to help do something that's obviously better as an application. They don't want to be codependent on someone else's platform. I think eventually we're going to get to that point where there is hardware to accommodate the software of AI stuff. And I don't know what that looks like yet. And for all I know, the post iPhone thing will still very much be a non-post Apple thing. Maybe Apple will be the one to do it again. Microsoft, is a partner with OpenAI, and I think OpenAI is definitely leading the campaign, but Midjourney is crushing it too. Like, it's exciting times. This is really cool, exciting times. And I'm always going to keep watching the space, and I'll have things to report about it when I have something noteworthy to share my perspective on. But I like AI, okay? So I just don't like creators getting dragged because they're criticizing valid problems with the current state of AI that is not generative. So there's that, guys. Where are we at right now? 30 minutes. I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to talk about, if I'm being honest here. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm going to drink my coffee. I'll try not to slurp in the mic this time. I heard the playback last week and I was like, ugh, it's there. Ugh. I don't like ASMR. So I did. Personally, I don't like it. I was like, ugh, that made me feel funny. And not in a good way. I think that's it. I'm running through my my memory bank here. Yeah, I hear myself in the mic. That's why I wear the headphones for these longer forms. I can't cut this out. That was gross, Randy. Ew. Hey, you guys sticking with me? This is cool, all right? This is like mind-blowing, that the fact that I have, what's my subscribe right now? As of right now recording, I am 135 subscribers in. That's amazing to me, how quickly that happened. I think something's working. And as we're recording, I just passed the 1,000 view mark with my Stop Attacking Reviewers for Bad Products video. My first, I gotta write that down. I have a milestone notepad for my things. Today being the 3rd. Oh, May the 4th would have been cool. May the 4th be with you. My first thousand view video happened. That's cool. It's crazy that like I'm getting this type of engagement, to be honest with you. I don't get this type of engagement on my main channel. But I mean, it is what it is. People speculate that YouTube is they don't favor legacy accounts because it's like a whole different something or another about how it doesn't grow. I disagree, to be honest with you. If I just stopped doing music and I started doing this on my main channel, I think I would have still seen these numbers. Actually, no, I would have seen higher numbers. I know statistically I would have seen higher numbers because I have a lot more tech subscribers on that channel that hopefully I can funnel over here at some point. That'd be cool, guys. But whatever. It is what it is. But I'm looking at all these numbers, and AI could be wasting our time and money. Hasn't moved at all. Still 92 views. How cool would it be if it never crossed the 2-digit number? I would enjoy looking at that. But nothing on the shorts side. That same video, the worst performing video on the video side is my best short. That's so weird. I don't understand algorithms. I don't know why or how or whatever, but who cares? The show goes on. That's the point. We just keep moving forward. All right. What else, Randy? What else, guys? Do I got anything else? I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with a personal story that I actually had happen today. I was talking to my friend Nick, and he wanted to understand. I had not had time to speak to him since I've launched this YouTube channel, and Nick is a very good friend of mine. If you know, you know, and if you don't, just all you need to know is he's a good friend of mine. And I had a nice conversation with him on the phone today, and he wanted to know about this whole everything. He said he had watched, I think, all my videos up to this point, and he pretty much got the gist of it, but he just wanted to understand what was happening because he saw this revitalization in me about doing something, what I was calling a renaissance. And Nick is the type of guy who his mind is always wondering about, like wandering about the next whatever, because he's a very passionate guy about just life as a whole. And he's always, living vicariously through people who are doing things that he can't do himself at that time. So we were kind of talking about what this all does, the Randy Nexus platform, from podcasts to shorts to everything, and just like why I did it the way I did. And it really came back to like, one, learning from past mistakes and being able to polish it up, refine it, and make it a better product, at least in a packaging department, as well as just like pulling the trigger and executing and just doing it. A lot of people get held up because they get this perfectionism thing going on. And that's something that I suffer with my music especially. That's something that Nick suffers with. That's something a lot of people suffer with. They're scared to make that choice because they think, maybe even partly in their brain, that like, this is, if this is the last thing I make, this is what's going to define me, and am I okay with that? And I had to kind of like learn to just like suspend that thought process, as hard as it is, because you'll never pull the trigger then. You're always growing. Look at anything that you've ever done. Go back 2 years or so, and then look at yourself now and like, I just read old posts that you used to post about. Does it make you like, is it cringy? Then that's growth, right? Like, no matter what it is, there's always going to be an evolution of your story, whether you're creating or not. By the way, this is a universal thing. Who you are as a person, you're still growing, you're still aging. Time goes on, you're still learning. You haven't learned everything you need to know for the rest of your life today, and now you're just, that's it, and you're done, and now you're waiting till you die. That's not how this works. Not in this realm, at least. We are always going to be learning until we die. We are always going to be adapting and, to a certain degree, open-minded about learning a new thing. And I had to treat content creation the same way. I could have just sat and waited. But at what point, like, what am I waiting for? If you're following me from my old channel and you've been with me since 2015, let's say 15. I think in 2015-ish or even 14, I was doing vlogs, okay? If you were with me then, I don't think anybody here was. But if you were, or if you ever saw those content, you saw an evolution of things that kind of happened. I went from like, no, I'm not going to do a timeline of that. I'm not going to explain how the channel changed over time. But where I'm getting at is that everything has now been more refined. And I could have kept putting it on that channel, but I like the idea of having something that's inward and something that's outward. My outward retrospective thing, that's my creative output. That's the main channel. Everything that I'm analyzing and I like to think out loud about is here, because I'm doing those two either way. It doesn't change anything. So look, I'm still going to refine the podcast. This will not always look like this or sound like this or perform like this forever. It can't. Changes are inevitable. So it just gets me more pumped about what I can do tomorrow. I'm gonna cut the camera right when I'm done with this. I'm gonna adjust audio in post and make it more balanced. And then that's it. I'm exporting, uploading, post it, done. There's our video for today, and on to tomorrow. It's that simple. Again, this is not a creator like advice thing. This is just me thinking about like this is applicable. Can be applied to really anything. A hobby, a career path, friends. Like you only get what you put into something, right? So there you go. That's it. This is my renaissance of just bringing literal art and even metaphorical art to life, things that I like about, and in a way that I enjoy doing. So thank you for sticking around, guys. That's it. I got nothing else. I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys next week. I'm gonna take the weekend off. Look, my schedule is pretty much that when my wife's off, I'm off, and I can spend time with her and be a husband, be a dad, and we do things, and I don't have to feel weird about it, about having to come back and make something. And for the most part, I've uploaded a video every single day throughout the week, and we're trying everything out still. So we'll see what next week has for us, whatever it may be. We'll talk more about that when we get to that point. What's crazy is the camera hasn't turned off this time, and we're 43 minutes in. So I'm going to, take my winnings on my head and end it here. I will see you guys later. Take care. Goodbye. Oh, here's my outro, by the way. I'll see you guys. I'm kind of playing with it, so bear with me. I'll see you guys next week, where we can talk about everything that's beautiful about tech, because tech is art and we're all connected by it. Boom. I like that. That's a cool sign off. We'll keep working on it. All right. Bye.